Hello, Anthony.
Hello, Claudine.
We're here today to talk about the IRS Fresh Start Program. Now, we have a lot of content about what the program means.
Yes.
And that it's not really a program, but we'll save that. We'll link to some of those other articles and videos. What we want to talk about today is what the program really means to the IRS and what it really means to taxpayers. And it may surprise some people.
You know, when I think of the IRS Fresh Start Program, you know what I think of?
What?
A summer's eve.
Oh.
Yeah. Summer's eve. Mm-hmm. You know why? Because it's really a marketing idea.
It really is.
It's really a brilliant marketing idea. It's something that I came up with, IRS Fresh Start Program.
Yes. Now, back in 2008, they started talking about making some changes, and that's where this all grew from. And I'll quote the IRS. They said the members of the Internal Revenue Service Advisory Council were asked to review some IRS forms regarding collection information to identify any possible changes to encourage taxpayer utilization and improve successful resolution and payment of tax liabilities.
Okay, that right there is bad marketing.
Yes.
Right. And that's why it really didn't, in 2008, it wasn't really a known thing. And I do remember I saw some press release the IRS had, here's some guidance here. But, when I looked at it, it's like, this is nothing. This isn't actually helping any of our clients, the guidelines there were. It's like, it was sort of a throwaway. Like, we're going to take into account whether or not you're employed by your job or not. I'm like, well, you kind of already do because somebody really can't pay you something if they don't have it. It's really, really hard to do that.
So basically, the program makes it easier for taxpayers to pay their taxes. Fresh Start Program to me makes it sound like you're wiping the slate clean.
Right.
But
doesn't it?
Not really.
Right. I mean, that's the beauty of our language. You could really paint a picture with the Fresh Start Program. Yeah, you know what I just need is a fresh start. Yeah, why don't you come on in here and we'll just sort of forgive everything and everything's going to be okay. Everything you've done in the past is forgiven. If you're Catholic, you go to confession. Hey, right now, for this moment, you're 100. You're good. You're good. There's nothing. So don't. Oops. But really, it's sort of the same thing. It seems like it's a great way. I mean, I love it. Fresh Start Program. Who thought of this? I want you. I want to hire you. You're brilliant.
So it's not really a forgiveness program. What I like is something you said, that it's a marketing program designed to make taxpayers expose themselves to the IRS.
Yes.
And I want to say here too, this isn't a scare tactic. We don't want to scare people. It just, when I realized this, when it all came to me, it really just pissed me off. So it's more just bringing things to light.
Right. If the way it is, and this is, certainly this is how I can imagine. This is how it happens. This is how people tell. Oh, well, I called the IRS to see if I qualified for the IRS Fresh Start Program because there are actual guidelines that did change. 100%. They did change. Most of them favorable to the taxpayer. Absolutely did. I called to get a first-time penalty abatement. And this is the thing. We're not trying to scare you, but you need to have your guard up. You need to know what you're walking into. So you call, I want first-time penalty abatement. Oh, all right, sir. Sure, we can get that done. But you do happen to owe this money to money. So you want to get at you want to pay us in full, and we'll abate that penalty? I can't pay in full. All right, let's start making payments. What do you want to pay a month? I wasn't really prepared to do anything. I was just hoping to get a fresh start. Yeah, well, this is what you're going to pay a month. How's this $1,000 a month to you sound? I don't think I can do that. Okay, well, if you can't pay that amount, then we're going to need your financial information to see how much you could afford to pay. Call back in 30 days, by 30 days with your information. Of course, in 30 days, you're not going to get the same person. You're going to be on hold for another 2 hours to give the information. Then they're going to come back to say, okay, so we figured out what you can afford to pay us a month is $1,000.
But wait,
I can't. No. All right, well, if you don't like it, well, we do know all your information now. So if you don't agree to this, we know that, we know where you work, so we can levy that. We know where your bank, so we can levy your banks. And we know where all your stuff is. So thank you so much for doing business with you. So maybe you do want to go and, find that money to pay us. Otherwise, enforced collections will commence. So it's really something where it's to bait people into going in unprotected, where the landscape favors the IRS and they don't care about you. They don't care. You're just another person on the phone, and there's going to be another person after they hang up with you. And when they go home, it's every day. All these things, this is a traumatic experience for you to say, oh my God, I got to come up with it. This is going to kill me. And to the IRS, it's just normal. To this person, this is my job. I basically create trauma for people every day, but they don't see it that way. It's just I'm doing what my supervisor tells me to do, and they say I'm doing a good job.
Yeah.
So it's just really, that's what you really need to understand it. Yep, absolutely. And I think we have a bunch of content on all of those guidelines, offers and compromise, installment agreements, even business payroll taxes, first-time penalty abatement. We have all that content. We did that about a year and a half ago. Nothing changed since then. So just because it has a 2015 doesn't mean it's still all 100% valid. Also on the lien withdrawals, you can get your lien withdrawal. If this is sort of the hook. Yes, you can get a lien withdrawn, but it has to be paid. So you might call to say, "Yeah, I want my lien withdrawn." Yeah, we'd love to do that. So why don't you go ahead and if you want to pay all that right now, we'll go ahead and take that. So that's what it's really about, and that they are here. And this is just to get the process started. The IRS does not call people, and I guess they did crack down on those Indian scammers. So even fake people aren't calling right now. Who knows? There's probably another group starting up soon. So they won't call to you. But now with you calling in, now you've reached out.
Initiated, and now it starts that 30 days.
Right.
And then after 30 days, if you're like, well, you know what? I don't want to pay. You've started the collection process to start getting the IRS notice stream.
Right. And you can actually, unfortunately, it would be nice to say, no, there's no harm in trying to work with the IRS, but that's not true. And I know it's not true because then the IRS will tell you it's not true. The IRS has they have an issue. They have all of these cases of people who owe them money. Now, if they go and issue, they could go file a tax lien on everybody. They can go, and a lot of people they could file levies for because they actually know where they work because they have the last year's W-2 or 1099s, send it right to those people. They could do that automatically. But the thing is they don't. They don't collect from everybody they can. And the reason why is because when they send a levy notice, well, you could probably imagine what's going to happen. That person might be calling. If you send a lien, that person might be calling.
They're already short-staffed.
If they file a levy, then that's when a lot of people then decide it's time to hire an attorney. Like, well, you could have done it before, but we're glad you're here.
Yeah.
So now you have to deal with the attorney. So what happens when the IRS does enforce collections, it increases the workload for the IRS. And the IRS is looking at, they're like, well, we're already at a 2-hour hold time or an hour hold time. Now we're down to 20 minutes this time of year, about down to 20 minutes. But they're looking at their hold time. And if we collect against everyone we know, the phone lines, everything's going to burn up.
Right.
We're going to have a real problem. So we're going to intentionally limit who we collect from. So there's a whole bunch of people right now, they know they owe money to the IRS. And they're like, well, I haven't heard anything from them. So maybe they forgot about me. Oh, they didn't forget about you. They're just sort of waiting to see when are you going to pop up in next. Now, what happens when you call, you just took yourself from the inactive, and now you're like, okay, now you're active.
Right.
So now you are going to get the attention. And a lot of times this is where, we try to warn people calling the IRS might not be a good idea if you don't really have a plan, if you don't know what's going to happen, because you could spark something going. A better way to do this is to get the information without alerting anyone in collections that you're looking for the information. And that's what we do for people so that we're not, sometimes you want to let a sleeping dog lie instead of making a scene. And that's what the IRS Fresh Start Program is to do, to get the people, because this is the thing. If you're calling, you're going to have a better ability to pay than the person who's not calling, because you're thinking there might be a reason to settle this. The person who doesn't have anything, they don't really have a reason. So it's a great way for the IRS to say, okay, who do we want to prioritize? People calling in.
Wow.
Now we have their information. So it's really, if I was working for the IRS and I came up with the IRS Fresh Start Program, I would be wanting a pretty big raise.
Bonus.
I'm like, come on, guys, this is good.
Do I work on commission?
And then you don't. So now you're like, man, I wasted all my effort for this. So whoever you are, whoever came up with this, you could drop me an email. All right. If you get any other ideas, let me know, because I'd love to hear what you have to say.
All right. Awesome. Well, if you do have a tax problem and you don't know what to do, don't hesitate to contact us for assistance. We can actually reach out to the IRS, and doing so doesn't raise the red flags that when a taxpayer reaches out. You can call us at 888-727-8796. You can email us info@irsmedic.com. Check out irsmedic.com for more information. You can like and comment below, and make sure to subscribe to our channel for more awesome tax updates. Thanks for watching.